Second question, is there ever an age where a child can have input on who he or she will live with? And this short answer is yes, there is an age where a child can have input. I mean, any age, the child is allowed to have input, but it's the older the child is, the more influential that child's opinion or wishes will be on who he or she lives with, and the younger, the less influential. It's never dispositive. You can't just say, "Oh, this kid wants to be with this parent, therefore that's going to happen." But it is codified in the statute. The statute does expressly say, both statutes with determining parenting time and in determining the decision making. I mean, decision making expressly lists the first determination for best interest as a factor of the wishes of the child. But then it does go on to say, taking into account the child's maturity and ability to express reasoned and independent preferences as to the decision making regarding him and her. And then you'll see, although not in the exact same order, instead the wishes of the parent is first, and then the wishes of the child, taking into account maturity and ability to express reasoned and independent preferences. So, the language itself just automatically sounds like this, with this reasoned and independent preferences. I mean, a 3-year-old's not really going to be able to express reasoned or independent preferences, especially when coupled with maturity. Now, they can express those preferences, but it's probably not going to be super reasoned out as you may have expected otherwise. So, the court absolutely does allow for a child's opinion to be heard and to be shared, but there's not like a bright line rule like, oh, this kid's 14, therefore boom, whatever he or she wants, it's going to be that's what it's going to be. That's not how it goes at all. Instead, there's going to be a bit more of an analysis to it, and that's not the only factor. It's one of many factors. It could turn out to be a heavy factor. If the kid's 17, then in most cases, no one is going to fight that. But if the kid's 6, that's going to be a bit different. I mean, I guess you kind of get in those interesting ranges between maybe 10 to 15. Things are a little bit different, and often what you might see happen, unfortunately, is bribes. So one parent would say, hey, I'll buy you an Xbox, I'll let you stay up late and do whatever you want on the weekends, I won't be home, so have fun, wink, wink, wink. And then all of a sudden that kid's like, yeah, I want to go live with that parent. Whereas previously, the kid really didn't seem to have much of a relationship with that parent. So why all of a sudden a bit of a twist? And if you're able to prove that the parent was bribing, that parent's done. That parent will be lucky to get unsupervised visitation at that point, because one of the factors that I haven't gone into a lot of detail, but it is one I often cite, so I probably should have brought it up sooner, is with the and this statute's number 13. I believe it reads the same in both statutes, though. Yeah, 11, the willingness and ability of each parent. So let me zoom in here so you can see that. So it's under, in this case, number 11, the willingness and ability of each parent to facilitate and encourage a close and continuing relationship between the other parent and the child. And the language is going to be exactly the same over here. Willingness and ability of each parent to facilitate and encourage close and continuing relationship between the other parent and child. Sometimes I just describe it as a healthy and loving relationship moving forward. So any event, if you're bribing the child, then that shows you're not having any willingness or ability to facilitate and encourage a close and continuing relationship. You're doing the exact opposite. And if you can prove that with text messages or get the parent to actually testify, well, yeah, sure, I said I'd get them a special present if they came to live with me or something. What parent wouldn't do that to make it easier? You might be able to show that, well, no, that isn't you being kind-hearted. That's you trying to get at the other parent by, taking the kid away from them. And the court's not going to be very pleased with that, and you will most likely lose your attempt at custody at that point. So I guess that kind of the original question was, can a child have any say? That yes, the short answer is yes, but it depends based off of the kid's maturity and whether or not there's any external or outside influences on that child's opinion. So it's going to be evaluated, and so that's why I say it's dispositive. It's not dispositive, but it is influential.